Hello, Dr. Barrett, Barrett Life Center. Sorry about the shaky vid, I'm holding it. We'll get a tripod next time. I'm gonna try and get through a few of these. What I wanna get through in these first few though is vitamins. We're gonna do them, A through Z. But I wanna get through the ones that we've been talking about relative to immune system. We started with vitamin C here, but today we wanna talk about D, vitamin D, D3, and specifically, I don't know if you need to use the 3 anymore, because the D2, from 30 years ago, it just isn't even made. It's a synthetic version. We can just say D, even though they all say D3 on them. This one happens to have K, vitamin K, with it. And why? Because it's utilized and absorbed better. And so here's some of the challenges about absorbing D. The older you get, the less D you absorb in your diet. If you have leaky gut, if you already have gut issues, GI issues, you have a leaky gut or irritable bowel or those kind of things, you don't absorb D very well either. So we always recommend that you measure your D. That's a lab test. You got to draw some blood. You got to draw blood, get it measured. Medically, the world is fine at 30 if your blood level's 30. But we recommend, 60, 70 or higher. If you've had cancer, you want to be near 100. Why? Why do I say that about cancer? Because vitamin D helps you fight cancer. In fact, if you keep your, there's a number of charts out on this, but all kinds of cancers are less incidence the higher vitamin D levels go in the population. As you know, following the COVID story around, we've found that most people are low in vitamin D. You will not be diagnosed with rickets until your vitamin D is somewhere around 15. That's a clinical disease, vitamin D insufficiency, that you literally are causing disease from that. But there's a far cry from rickets where your bones are softening and you do not have optimal vitamin D. So we're after optimal vitamin D. We're after optimal function. We want the maximum function out of it. So where is that? Well, it's way north of 30, where in medicine is generally considered you're good to go. If you got 30 or better, you're good to go. We don't settle for that. We want your immune system, dialed up, particularly in this era where, people are afraid of each other. They think that you're going to get disease from someone else unless they're wearing masks. How our approach is maximize your immune system. Let me just say that. And so D is super, super important in immune function. And you want to keep your D 60, 70 or something. Get a lab test to do it. How are you going to do that? If you're an adult, if you're my size or better, you need 5,000 IU, international units a day. However, that said, I will tell you, I take 5,000 IU. I just got tested and it's 56. I'm thinking, I eat pretty clean otherwise. I'm thinking I'd be 70 or something. So I was kind of surprised by that. I really want to be at 70 to 100 is where I want to stay. So I take more now as a result of that. But because everybody absorbs it differently. And I just turned 60 the other day. So, whatever. The older you get, the less you absorb. So that's the scoop. This stuff, it's almost free compared to how much protection you get from it. This is absolutely something you should be using every day. I don't use that many things, but that's one of them. Because I get exposed to a couple hundred people a week. I don't know. I've never missed a day in 29 years being sick. I've never done that. I have missed a day being stupid. I've crashed my snowmobile into trees and launched them and broke my leg. I don't know. I've done that, but I never get sick. I don't miss days at the office being sick. But that's one of the main tools for that. So that's D3's main tool. Oh yeah, kids, 1,000 IU per 25 pounds. So if you got a 3-year-old, they're at 1,000. If you got a, 50-pound 6-year-old, you're at 2,000 IU. So that's how you do that math. And once you get over, 150 pounds, you're at 5,000 or more. And then some people who got irritable bowel, Crohn's disease, digestive things, you have to take 10,000 a day. It just is what it is. Take 10,000. But get tested so you know where you're at. Get tested. That test you can do on our website. Go on our website. It's, probably $60-some as a standalone. If you add it on to other tests, if you're doing your yearly lab work, seeing how your white count and red count and your hemoglobin, you can add it on. It's usually about $30 as an add-on, but vitamin D standalone is generally about $65. And if you're Medicare, just have them do it with your yearly physical, do something like that. So you know where you stand. So anyway, that's the scoop with D. Thanks.